Hello everyone, it's Jordan Sparks. Welcome back to my channel. So, for today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit with you guys about the failure of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, and also the launch of the Conspiracy Palette. So that two-part big review for the Conspiracy Palette that we've seen on Monday and Tuesday of this week. So if you're interested in that, make sure to give this video a great big thumbs up, and if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. If you'd like to smash that juicy red subscribe button, then you do you, boo. But anyways, today I am in a unicorn onesie because I feel like it. Just don't mind this little rip in it. This happened the day that I got it, unfortunately, because one of the threads was like unraveling from the manufacturer, so teardrop. Anyways, so basically to get into this two-part series, it started up with Andrew coming over to Shane's house, and he was actually having like an allergic reaction all underneath his eyes from trying a whole bunch of new cosmetic products, and Shane had to come to the rescue to do his makeup, and I thought that he did like such a bomb job. And so I thought that was awesome. Then we saw Shane going to work out with his trainer, and he talks about how he's been doing this the entire time because his goal was to get healthy and work out also to look good for the beauty community for his big launch. Then he talked about how he's never worked out in the past with like a positive mindset, and I totally can relate to that journey because I feel like I used to go to the gym all the time. I used to work out all the time, but it was all because I'm like, I need to look a certain way because I work in film. I need to look a certain way to date people. I need to look a certain way because I'm going to be an actor, a singer, a dancer, whatever it is. There was always like this outside pressure for me that I had to have some kind of certain aesthetic. And at the end of the day, the pressure was coming from me to go to the gym and work out and do all of this, but it was never coming from a healthy place. It was never coming from a place of, this is just something that I'm doing as self-care. This is part of my regimen to take care of my body. So I can definitely relate to him in that way. In fact, whenever I started going to the gym, a lot of the time, whenever I would up the frequency and like start working out, it was almost 100% always motivated by something external, like I need to look good or else I'm never going to get the job that I want, kind of thing. And so it usually would take away from me eating healthy. I would usually be eating completely healthy and living a healthy lifestyle, and then when I started going to the gym is when things would not be healthy. I'd be eating poorly just to like get calories in, and eating poorly just to get enough protein and meat and stuff in my diet, and now that I don't worry about any of that, I can just live a healthy lifestyle, and I work out, I exercise and all of that, but I don't have to worry about all of the stuff on the outside. And the trainer asks for Shane to make one goal of something that he may be sabotaging, like something that he's already aware of that he's doing to himself that he needs to stop. So he makes a goal to stop saying bad things about himself and to himself for at least one day, and I thought that was an awesome goal. So I'm like, we really all should take a note from that and try and do the same thing in our own lives. Like, think of how much more of a positive impact you could have on the people around you if you were constantly striving to have a positive energy within your own self, if that makes any sense. So I truly believe that the energy that you have in your own self is the same kind of energy that you're going to radiate outwardly. And so if you can believe positive things and say positive things about yourself, then you're going to have a very easy time saying positive things about everybody else and other people around you, if that makes any sense. Then they started talking about the big concealer leak that Jeffree had. I think it was back in the spring, maybe, when he was about to launch his concealer. Right before he launched the concealer, somebody had broken in and stolen an entire shade. Now, that being said, he said that he had a bunch of people in jail or behind bars or whatever it was that he said. And I'm just curious now, like, did we ever find out who stole that concealer shade from Jeffree? And can we know, please? Because I am still curious to know whatever happened with that and if there was any resolution. Also, all of Jeffree's dogs are so cute. Now, one thing that I was a little put off by in this first part is the inclusion of Morgan having this come to Jesus moment, as Shane was putting it. I understand that she is under the pressure and kind of under the influence of these beauty gurus and everybody that she's around, but I honestly feel like after you listen to her, she has her head on tight. Like, the girl understands, like, this is you, this is me, this is what you guys want to do, and this is what I'm doing, and I don't have to do that. And I just kind of was a little off-put by the fact that Shane went to Jeffree and was like, we need to give Morgan her coming of Jesus moment. I'm like, what? Where? I understand the desire to help people, but that reminded me of like a little bit like Clueless, the movie, or like, you know, like High School Mean Girls, like, come on, we'll save you. So let us help you, darling. You just need to be fixed. And I was kind of a little bit off put by that. I understand that they're just trying to help her, but like, you don't need to come to Jeffree Star to give Morgan a talk about like cosmetic procedures and stuff. Like, Jeffree Star has every single cosmetic procedure in the book. And Jeffree Star has had lip injections. Jeffree Star has all of his teeth done. Jeffree Star is the queen of body modifications, and he's really proud of body modifications. And Shane is coming from a point of, I don't want to surgery shame, but also you shouldn't do any of this stuff. And at the end of the day, just like leave it up to Morgan. If she decides that she wants to do any of that, that's on her. Like, nobody needs to shame her. Nobody needs to tell her that it's wrong that she's even questioning these things. I think that it's natural in your 20s to question like who you are and what you want your identity to be, and whether you do want to make body modifications or you're somebody that, like, it's not so much important about considering whether or not you want to make body modifications. It's discovering who you are as a person and what you believe, and whether you believe that's right for you and whether you believe it's not. But at the end of the day, you make those choices for yourself. You know, those are choices that you make personally, and it's not up to somebody else to make those choices for you, and it's not up to you to tell somebody else whether they should make those choices or not. So I was a little off put by that. I understand that they were just trying to help Morgan, but it seemed a little bit like, we are here and you are there. So I was definitely like on the exact same thought process as Ryland. As soon as Shane brought that up, Ryland's like, why would you ask Jeffree? Jeffree has like every single one of his teeth is fake. Like, Jeffree spent like $500,000 on his smile, and his smile is beautiful, but that's not for everyone. Now, for the designs, I was actually so obsessed with some of the original designs on the very first day, but at the end of it, after seeing the final design for the conspiracy palette, I am glad that I waited. I didn't really like that TV because it didn't really look like a TV to me, and I did like the black and white spirals. That's kind of what I had in mind for what the conspiracy palette was going to be, so when that came out, I was like, yeah, this is right. And I absolutely love the mini controversy, the first one that they pulled out with like the static and everything. Those were all so perfect. Basically every single design that they came out with for the mini controversy, I love them all. But then Shane compared the first palette idea to Hot Topic, and once he said Hot Topic, I was like, no, it is totally Hot Topic looking. And then Jeffree Star said the exact same thing, that once he said Hot Topic, he couldn't get it out of his mind. And I was like, yeah, I feel like the entire world is going to be on the same page. This is totally Hot Topic looking. Shane needs to have something that feels so unique to him, so for it to kind of resemble anything else is like a no. And then we headed into Jeffree's closet, and it's literally like vault after vault, and it reminded me of The Incredibles, like Edna, Mode, and Guest. And then like he has to invite the guest in, and there's like 8,000 different procedures of security before you get to the actual closet. But his closet is like honestly goals. Do I need a bajillion dollars worth of Birkin bags? Absolutely not. I don't even need one. I don't even need one Gucci bag. Like, no thank you, honey. But would I love to have a giant beautiful closet to like have an entire room full of thrifted items? Like, that would be goals for me. And then we go back to Morgan, and again, it just didn't feel right to me. Like, I don't think that it's right that the people on the brand trips would ever try and persuade you or tell you you need to have any procedures or cosmetic anything done, but at the same time, I kind of laughed when they're like, Joanna the nurse, because she is like the queen of cosmetic procedures on YouTube. Like, she is the one that does all of the cosmetic Botox and injections and stuff for all of the YouTube stars. But at the end of the day, I think that this is just a journey of self-discovery for Morgan, and she's going to have to discover who she is and what she believes in and what she wants to do for herself. And this isn't really something she needs an intervention for. Like, she hasn't done anything crazy, in my opinion. I think that she has a good head on her shoulders. And then I love that Andrew was like feeling himself with his full beat makeup done, like, queen. Like, that just goes to show you the power of makeup. Like, the power of makeup, literally, it is a transformational, emotional journey for anybody. And I know that some people out there are, like, afraid of makeup, or they're too macho for makeup. But even them, what I say is, like, have you ever tried special effects makeup? And, like, how you feel if you totally transform yourself into a zombie? Like, the power of makeup is something crazy. Whether you do it for glam, whether you're doing it to be pretty, whether you're doing it to do drag, whether you're doing it to do special effects, like, the power of makeup is undeniable. And then we ended off by showing the lip kit for the pigs, and oh my god, like, I need that lip kit. It was so absolutely cute, and the packaging was amazing. Now, heading off into the actual finale for the reveal of the conspiracy palette, this was like an emotional journey. It was so sweet, and I absolutely loved watching this from start to finish. Now, I'm somebody that had already heard and had already been following the journey with Jeffree's dogs and Jeffree's dog's health, so that was super sad, but I'm glad that they included that in this series because it just kind of brings us closer and shows a more human side of Jeffree. But I can't believe, like, I can't even fathom what it would be like to have so many of your dogs ill at the exact same time, so my heart definitely goes out for Jeffree and Nathan. I was absolutely loving the sets that they created in Jeffree's like a mansion of a production studio. I was absolutely blown away, just like Shane, at how big everything was, and I loved their costumes that they came out with for the campaign. That was absolutely amazing. I loved Jeffree's like giant triangle shoulder pads, and Shane kind of reminded me of like the glam Joker. Love it. When they came out with like that patent black leather looking conspiracy palette case, I was absolutely obsessed with that. But the fact that Andrew literally designed the conspiracy palette, like the final one that they decided to use, on his computer blows my mind. I'm so in love with the absolute packaging. I feel like the final color story definitely doesn't look like any of Jeffree Star's former palettes, and I am loving like the Flamin' Hot shade. I love the Trisha shade. There's a dark red shade, I don't remember what it was called, but I loved that shade as well. Those ones were definitely my favorites. But like the packaging to me was absolutely everything. Like before we even saw the makeup, as soon as I saw the final packaging, I was like, my mind is blown, I need this. But then it makes me not really want the mini controversy at all, because the packaging of the conspiracy palette is like the best makeup packaging that I've ever seen in my life. So I don't know, I still definitely would love to have it, but I can't afford it anytime soon. So maybe like a restock in the new year, but we'll see. And also, like, I might as well get the pig set with all of the lippies if I get the conspiracy palette, so I better start saving myself up $100 for after Christmas and see if I can finally get it. But let me know what you guys thought of the final look for the conspiracy palette. I am absolutely obsessed, like I said. Let me know all of your thoughts. Did you think that it was right that they wanted Morgan to have a coming to Jesus moment as like an intervention with Jeffree and Shane, or what did you think of that? So, I actually made a joke in a tweet that now that the series is over, does that mean Shane can return to daily uploads like he did a few years ago, because I just miss having Shane on YouTube? But then, shout out to JoJo who tweeted me. She said there's going to be 4 or 5 more episodes in this series, so I'm kind of excited. I thought that it was completely over with this makeup reveal, and I thought that this was the end of the series, and how it finished off with like an emotional roller coaster with Jeffree and Shane going through and looking at all of the palettes. But if there's going to be 4 or 5 more episodes, then I am so excited, because I thought that they were going to cover a lot more of the beauty guru, like Dramageddon drama from this year, so that we could finally get like a resolution and hear what was going on. Or maybe this is just going to be one of those dramas that we never hear what happened. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought about all of that. Do you think that the series is over? Have you heard anything about whether there's more episodes coming? Definitely let me know down in the comments what you think about that one. But if there is going to be more episodes, I'm super excited. But I think that that is it for this video. So as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly. And maybe go find yourself a unicorn onesie. And that is it for this video. Have a happy Halloween, and enjoy your conspiracy palettes for everybody that's going to get them. Bye.